Right, so today I'm going to be going over how to counter-attack and get into better positions to be able to score. The first one I'm going to be going over is from the back right corner. So, for getting into positions to score from the back right corner, this can be very tricky as it can consume a lot of boost and you need to make sure you have a great position for what you want to do on the ball. So, from here there's a few things you can actually do. So, you can rather go for like a cross map air dribble, but that is going to use a lot of your boost. Instantly, this is the position you're probably left in. Or you can try and play one touch out and try and get back on the ball underneath. That's another very good option. So for that one, you want to try and slam it up to the ceiling and then come back down and try and get a shot. That's one thing that I like to do in game, as it gives you more time on the ball to get into a better position. I just feel like that's a great thing to do, especially for timing and catching the other team off guard. So that's another great one. Another one I'd like to go over is maybe trying to look for your teammate. In 1v1, I would say the best thing to do it is to try and get an air dribble and try and force a 50. Say if he's up now, try and force a big 50. Or you can try and go for obviously the cross map with resets. That's another good option for this exact position here. Or this one again. In 1v1, this is another good one. And if he doesn't challenge, you've got position on the ball to go for whatever. So that's another good one. In 2v2s, I would say, or 3v3 even, I would say looking for a pass is really good. Say the ball's going up here now. Your teammate's probably going to be around here somewhere, waiting. So you want to try and hit this boost here from here. So to do that, you want to try and hit it like that. So you want to just try and get one pop up and then turn ball cam off or on, whichever one you go up with. I like sometimes to go up like that, just so I can see the ball more on my touch and jump off and turn it on. So make sure you get whatever you like and feel comfortable with first. But then you want to try and hit it up once, and then you just want to try and look for your teammate. Instead of looking towards a goal like this and looking for a shot, you want to try and look for your teammates. You want to go left. You want to go around the right side of the ball, so your ball cam pins onto your teammate, instead of going this way and it pins onto the goal. Because now it's very hard for me to see this side of me. So then I've got to try and turn to look. Whereas if you do this now, you can still see the goal, but you can still see that side of the pitch. So I'd say looking for your teammate is a very big example for this exact shot here. Definitely. The next one I'm going to be going over is from the same thing that we were doing just with looking for the pass or trying to shoot, depending on the position you're in, whether you're in game or doing whatever. I would say with this one, a really good thing to do is also try and look for the pass, especially in twos, because this is a very good, this setup right here is going to want a lot of people to shoot. A lot of people are going to want to try and go for a clip off that exact setup. Like rolling towards the goal anyway, it's giving you the perfect setup for a shot. But that's what a lot of people would do. Whereas if it was me, I would try and go for something like this. I'd try and pass it middle to my teammate, or I'd go on the ceiling and then try and hit it down. If you want to know how to do this exact ceiling shot here as well, make sure to check back to B04 in the channel on the beginner category in playlist section. Another thing I'd say is there's a lot of shots you can do from this exact setup. You can either go for an air dribble to try and score. Make sure to check out in the playlist section on AO1 amateur. Make sure to check out the one for clearing and positioning as well. That's a very good video. And then check out IO1 if you want to learn the air dribble. There's some good videos that I've got going at the minute for people to learn. So you can do an air dribble, or you can even do like a flip reset, which is another really good thing that I'd say. Also with this you can look for the pass, so you can try and look for your teammate who's in the middle and try and get a good pass over. Now to do this you want to make sure the bottom right of your car, so your front right wheel is touching the ball here, so like that. And then you want to try and aim, if your teammate's middle, for this orange circle here, is there you want to aim. Because guaranteed 9 times out of 10, they're grabbing this boost and heading towards here without knowing it. That's the main place where people end up. So if you want to try and touch it once off the wall, and then try and aim for that orange circle there. So right side, and then aim for the orange circle. That's probably the best passing position for trying to find teammates. That's where I normally am, and that's where the passes will usually come to. That orange circle, or near about. There's like a diamond boost shape around it. So here, there and there. Try and get it in this square there. So aim for that back square. Anywhere there. Because then even if your teammate's here like this, he can try and pass it back in the middle, or he can go for a shot. So there's some ideas that you can do off this. And obviously if there's any freestylers watching this video, then obviously you've got the opportunity for like a side wall. Something like that. Yeah, that's another great shot, I'd say. A side wall from there. That's definitely a shot I would say is very hard to learn. I will be posting a video on side walls and psycho soon, so stay tuned for that. That'll be in the freestyler playlist on my channel, if you want to check them out. Now we've got the front right corner, so this one's very close to the goal. So this gives you more options on attacking, but the defenders also have more options, I would say. So the ball's here, so a thing you can do is try obviously force an air dribble, which is probably 99% of the option that people will take here, is trying to air dribble it or get it onto the backboard, or maybe even going for like a reset onto the backboard and then trying to do something for your teammate. Now me here, personally, I'm going for the pass, trying to get it back post, because what you've got to think, if that's up there now, that one person's going to be here, maybe on the backboard waiting for the challenge, and the other person's probably going to be in the goal defending here as well. So your teammate then has the option, say if he's halfway, to come round the back post here and then go for the attack. So what I'd be aiming to do is like this, try and pull it over there maybe, and then, no, maybe a bit more back, so trying to get one touch here and trying to go for a bump maybe. So, or obviously the air dribble is obviously still a good option because it still puts a lot of pressure on. But I'd say the pass here is the best option to make. For this scenario here, if it's rolling up this corner, always go for the pass. The defenders have got more options than you've got going for a solo play in this area. Or you can obviously go for the pinch. A pinch is obviously another big one someone to take, trying to get a corner pinch, which can sometimes go to your teammate. If it's like a good pinch, then it will travel to your teammate. I can't really pinch off it here, but yeah. It's another good option. Then we've got, this is a very controversial shot, and some people enjoy doing these, some people absolutely hate them, because it's like a high aerial. So there is like different techniques you can do to get up the quickest for this. So learning to get up the quickest is a very big key step you need to learn for Rocket League. How to get to the highest point of the map you can in the quickest amount of time is a big thing. So you've got the single jump, which you can get there quite quick, just single jumping. And you've got the double jump, which gets you there instantly. Perfect height for the ball, with just a standard double jump. Then you've got the speed jump, which actually does give you way more position of the ball. And I only recently learnt this one, the speed aerial, because I never felt comfortable with it. I like to double jump, but I have currently learnt it, and it is way quicker doing it like that. So I'd say figure out which aerial you like and feel the most comfortable with for getting up as high as you can for a quick aerial. And then after that, then there's plenty of different options you can do and that you can take. So you can go for just a standard double jump shot. You can just try and shoot. But obviously defenders are going to be expecting the shot. They're going to be expecting the ball to go down towards net. So they're going to be sat here. They're probably both going to be sat here defending the goal. So trying to get a normal shot is going to be very hard. So that's where the reset comes in. Then you could try and get a reset onto the backboard and double. Because when you're getting the reset, they're not sure whether it's going in. So So a guaranteed one of them is going to jump for it. Which means whichever side they jump from, that side of the goal is completely open. Say if the guy from the right side jumps, you can get a reset and try and pull it right side. So like say if he's jumped now, right side, pull it to the right. Or left side, get the reset, pull it to the left. Because it's still going to be very hard because it happens in a very quick motion. Going from the reset touch to the double, all happens very quick. So I'd say pick your shot. Here, it's going to be very hard to pick exactly what you want to do and execute it in, say, 5 seconds. So just do whatever you're most comfortable with. There'll be some people that just go for a normal double like that, keep the pressure. Some people will just normally shoot. Some people will go for the reset. Some people will go for, say, like a Zen touch, just to try and score. Not a hard shot, but they'll go up and try and get like a nice little touch. Some people will even play it over to the corner, or some people will go up and then they'll completely fake it for the teammate. There's plenty of options you can do here, but as I said, a very big key step for this one is depending on where your teammate is. You can't go like this and fake it if your teammate's not there. You can't go up and fake the ball if your teammate is over here, because that's left them on the counter. That's why you always have to make sure you know where your teammate is. So that's why in this scenario I would say shooting is a better option. Because even if you get a bad double, if you get a reset and it's a really bad touch, you can still then try and touch it down. Or if it says you play it way too high, your teammate will be somewhere there. So you want to still play to your teammate, but on these ones where they're going over above the goal and you're already on the attack, I would say try and shoot. And personally for me, the flip reset double touch is probably the best option here. 100%. Just doing them. And then on this training pack, all you need to do is just keep on doing this. And then when you get into a game, you'll understand where to get the reset, where to get the touch. So yeah, that's for shot 4, that's based on like attacking. That's more of an attacking shot. Then we've got this one. Now this one is the power shot. So for learning the power shot, there's a few key steps you need. So the first step is knowing where to touch on your ball. So there's weird ones. You don't want to hit the side of the ball there, but you don't want to hit the back. You want to hit, right, okay. So you want to hit on the front of the ball, if that makes any sense. So you want to make sure you're not hitting the back, you want to hit like underneath at the front. I will show you what I mean by that. So for this shot, you want to hit the front of the ball, right at the bottom. So here, there. You want to get underneath the ball and then slam it. So underneath, right at the front of the ball. It's a very awkward to learn, but that's a power shot. And then when you get more power on it, you can go to the back. So if you're just going for a normal redirect, you want to try and just hit like the side of the ball, like that. And that is 9 times out of 10 going to be on target. You don't need a flip, just lean backwards and shoot. Then you've got the power shot, which I like to power shot different. I like to hit right at the back of the ball and then flip cancel into it. So I like to go like that. I like to flip cancel into it, because that just seems to generate the most power for me. So obviously a flip cancel is pull your analog stick up and then snap it down. So it's like that, up and down. And then do it there, up and down. So that's all a flip cancel is. Like that, right at the back of the ball, and when you get it on target, which I haven't done. When you get it on target, which I didn't do. When you get it on target, like that. That's exactly how it should look, with snapping it as well. Bang. Or you can do in game, because it gives you way more control, and it will just feel more natural doing that than going underneath the ball. Because look, there is plenty of ways you can miss the ball. Going too high, or going too low, or not even hitting the ball, or going too far this way. There's a lot of different things that are going to happen. Then when you start to get the momentum of it, you'll just know how long you flip. So obviously your flip lasts 2 seconds. So if you jump, I've lost my flip there. Whereas if I jump now, still got it. So that's how long you want to know. You don't want to leave it too late like this, and then try and flip. Like, that's a perfect example. Underneath the ball, as I said before, and snap under it. Like that. Make sure they look like that. But yeah, So over this video we've gone over clearing the ball and where to look for your teammates on the back corner, when you're over there, the best options for that. We've learned side walls and how to execute them properly, the different types of shots we can go for, what can go wrong, how to execute it in a game. Then we've gone over power shots, which is that's a very good shot to learn. Make sure to check out the previous videos in my channel, in the playlist. I've got different sections for different level players, so make sure to check out whichever level you think you are. There will be some freestyling videos coming soon, very soon. I'd like to say I'll have one out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. Yeah, I hope you can learn as much of this video as you can. Thank you for watching.